Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we are back to another recording of The Vanishing of Ethan Carter. So, one thing that has occurred to me as we start to see the story and how these puzzles are working out, it's going to be a pretty quick run through when we play the Redux version of this, unless he changes a significant portion of the game. I don't believe this game is very long, and unless all the puzzles are just in different places, it's gonna be pretty easy for me to just run to where I need to go to do everything. Particularly if I manage to play an actual completionist playthrough of this and not make any mistakes. So, we kinda need to stumble onto the next puzzle because we did, I suppose, a side story puzzle at the very beginning with the traps, and then a main story with the rail car, and then another side story uh, with the spaceman rocket ship. So we need to stumble onto the main story. We also picked up a grenade, and that hasn't been needed yet. So I haven't ventured much to this section yet. Was holding back. This is like a, we wouldn't call it a train yard, a platform. That's what these are called, yeah. Platform 9 3/4. That's how you get to Hogwarts. Or you get on the train that goes to Hogwarts, I believe. 7:05 on the clock. Pretty good detail on that clock, but then when you look around the edge, it's kind of missing some detail. Like, it's just a little too much like stone. Why would there be a platform here? There's no buildings or anything. This is ride the train cart to sit here and stare at nothing. Or hearing music that's different. A little bit of falling action after we saw the nasty business with Travis and Ethan and his Ed, the grandfather. And I'm wondering if I am moving past an entire puzzle. As I move into this area, I'm noticing a little bit of jitteriness in this, so when we get to the Redux version, that's probably the most thing I'm going to keep an eye out for is there jitteriness when we start walking to new areas, because we're walking really slow. There shouldn't even in Unreal 3, Unreal Engine 3, be running into jitteriness like this. So we've got a relatively big open area. Again, we keep running
No
into...
trains have been through here for a long time. That was part of a pattern. Large pieces of this country were thrown away, doomed to become, and then remain, the worst versions of themselves. Beneath all that rot, dark things grow.
So maybe there really isn't anything in this section. It's an awfully large amount of nothing, of space for there to be nothing here. But I guess we'll just go forward. We saw the main puzzle on the main path. And I think this jitteriness isn't just trying to load in more sections. More sections than it can handle. I don't think this is just graphics issues. Can I go down there? Maybe. Maybe not. Let's go over here. There was a lot of empty space with the astronaut story area too. But then again, we did find a grenade at the end of that empty space for no reason. Won't it be weird if the grenade is like the good ending to the game? It was just hidden and you had to find it. Doesn't look like we're gonna get in these buildings. Is there really nothing more here? Seems so strange. Maybe once we hit that area over there, things will be more closed off and claustrophobic, but he just wanted, the game creator just wanted to have a big forest area and to look around and wander through. I could totally see this being somebody's, like one of their early projects. We'll just make a big forest area and wander through it and see how well we can decorate something like that. And honestly, this is as good, if not better, than the forests that were in The Witcher 3. It's very dense though, and it's definitely causing a lot of stress to the video cards. Whereas The Witcher 3 wanted to have smooth actions and a fight mechanic. If wolves attacked me right now and I was Geralt of Rivia, I would probably have a clunky time fighting them. Because right now I'm having a bit of a clunky time just walking and turning my perspective at the same. I probably just need to give in and always set the video settings to high, but not customize it to the maximum of everything. This is a game that wasn't adjusted by the NVIDIA Experience engine because they only cover some games and it's not as big of a list as you would think. So I just turned the settings all the way up. Can't help but feel I missed something there. That was a really big section for nothing to be in it. Maybe we'll come back. So there's a house, there's several houses here on this bridge. So perspective's a little weird because that looks maybe a little further than it should look. Way over there is the bridge. That does kind of give the perspective that it was further than it really was. fine. Make the game feel bigger than it actually is. Whatever tricks you need to do that, do it. We've got lights, so they must get electricity some other way besides that one thing. Well, they don't have to. The lights aren't on, but I would suspect they do. So I kind of have the feeling we're going to be finished with the story section of the game. I mean the forest section. Look, we just walked and then the music cut out. And you walk forward and it fades out. So we now know the line, at least for the next puzzle. If there was a puzzle back there we missed, we really missed every single element of it. Now there was a fire at the house. Which of these houses look like they've been burned? I suspect that one. Looks like somebody might have been down this path recently, because otherwise they would be covered in leaves. What are these supposed to be? Generators, houses, or telephone junction points? There's little boxes made out of brick. So I don't think you would want to go down that way yet. We've got some big houses. Obviously the big houses are screaming, let's go investigate the house. So let's go investigate the house. This game might handle a little bit better. Indoors. Hey, I heard a bird. Looks like the sun's about to go down too. Come on. How do we get in the house? I'm sure there's only one way. A dog bowl? Or looks like, no, that's a plant. It looks like. I can't tell. Is that supposed to be a bowl for like dog food or a plant? Looks a little too fancy to be a bowl for dog food. Looks kind of fancy for a planter. It looks about right for a planter, actually. The pace that you walk in this game is a little slow. Here we go. Entering the creepy old house. That was burnt. Read. So, there's Ethan on the left, Ed next to him, Travis in the middle, a lady, a man, and another man, and we don't know who. On the day this photo was taken, Uncle Chad was mean, Dad was sad, Mom was mad, Travis was loud, Grandpa was quiet. So Uncle Chad's probably first to the right. Dad is sad. He's probably next to him. And Mom was mad. And it was taken maybe on the day that the building was burnt. Uncle Chad was mean. There we go. Dad was sad. Yeah, it's written so if you flip it around, you can see them all. So we kind of know who the characters are, I bet. What book is this? And nondescript book.
You can feel it, right? Something coming from the Vandergrift house.
Chad.
I can feel it. Ethan disturbed the sleeper. He must be punished.
Alright, that is creepy. We're hearing voices now from the past.
What did you do? What did you wake up?
Nothing! I found a room, I walked into it, that's it.
What is the sleeper? Looks like you can come in and out of that way too. Are these people terrified of the sleeper? I think they are. Possibly controlled by it.
You need to talk to your son. He was poking around in the old Vandergrift house again. Said he found some secret room.
Yeah, really? Okay, I will go talk to him.
They have too many of these jugs. Too many of them. Dogs hunting. So there's the Vandergrift house, which is different than the Carter house, I guess, which is what I think we are in now. So, two families are happening in the story. I kind of want to go back to the very beginning and read that first story again. That first news article, newspaper clipping, just so I might be able to figure out the story a little bit better. Hopefully they will explain more as we go along.
Pop, they're getting worse. They keep talking about this thing, this sleeper.
I know. What I don't know is if it's real or not.
So people are going crazy. They're talking about a sleeper that just comes out of nowhere. That would be super creepy if people just started saying the sleeper, and you're like, what are you talking about? I came up that way. Did I look in here? I don't think I did. This is really badly burned house. It should have been demolished.
Travis, leave the boy alone. I see how you've been looking at him.
You don't even know, do you? You have no idea what's going on.
I have no idea what's going on. That is definitely true. So
You
that's the
have to help
Vandergraff
us.
house.
It's the only way. It wants Ethan.
You're crazy. You've all gone crazy.
Sleeper wants Ethan, and all of the people seem to be willing to give him to him. Right. Next floor. No explanation whatsoever why we're hearing these voices, by the way. Nothing here, so we'll see what's in there. Odd that a lot of the windows are pointing directly at the Vandergriff house. Usually don't make windows that point to other people's houses.
It's not my fault. I didn't mean for any of this to happen.
Ethan's family blamed him. Whatever it was he'd accidentally let loose, his family was convinced that hurting him would solve their problems, would soothe their disturbed minds. Whatever haunted the Carters was still here somewhere, in the wind.
Let's see. So, Treasure Island. I wish I could zoom in a little bit. I know it says Jules Verne, but like from the Earth to the Moon, I think is what that says. I'm just having trouble reading it. So we saved the scene, and one will assume that if you see saving the scene, you have done everything you need to do for that area. Plus the music is gone, and that is another indicator that we've done what we needed to do. So the next obvious step is to go look in the Vandergriff house. Let's find this sleeper and blow him up with our grenade. Well, it's pretty smooth inside the building. Not so nice out here. Maybe play this game on medium graphics. I have a GTX 970 video card for your reference. So that is right now about the fourth best single video card you can get. The one above it is the 980, GTX 980. I think there might be a GTX 990. Then there's a Titan and a Titan X. So this house is, from the outside, obviously going to be smaller than the Carter house. That Carter house is huge. This is just a small little building. So it shouldn't take us that long to investigate it. Doesn't really look like it's been fire damaged. Does look like the ground is shifted on it. Something to read. Let's look around first before I read, because I kind of know what it's going to do. I saw somebody else play this section. There's literally nothing in this building. You go through that one section, and that's it. There's another building down there. I wonder if we're ever going to get down to those areas. We might not. Over here is another section. And then we can come up this far. And up here. Why hanging black cloth? Broken glass. That looks a little like pixel art, like MS Paint. That's something I would have asked my artist to touch up. Can come out here and see the vistas some more. Look at the roof. But yeah, there's nothing in this building. It's just a tiny little Van de Graaff building. If there was a secret room, it's probably through this cupboard, because when you look at the walls, yeah, there could be a secret room there. And there really couldn't be one anywhere else. Okay, so now let's read this. See what it says. I invoke the Boneless One, the one of voids, destroyer of ships, and he who is feared by the winds. Hear me, great minister folklore. I wish to make a pact with you to confound my enemies and protect my possessions. Use the doors of confusions to cloud their judgment. Seal the path with falsity and guile, and permit only those who can discern every true interior to the pass. Agalon tetragram, Veachan, stimulation, Epheris, tetragrammaton, Oligar, Ironium, Eston, Exciton, Ironia, Oneria, Orasm, Mosm, Messias, Satir, Emmanuel, Sabbath, Adonade, Te, Adoro et Te Invoco, Amen. Well, I can't help but think I may have just summoned Satan. So, a lot of that actually sounded like gibberish. As a somewhat fan of languages, a lot of those words seemed like they were grabbed from many different languages and mixed together and just ridiculousness. Okay. So we put back. And now we could leave, or we could see what the deal is with that magical doorway. And that's what we're gonna do, is check out that magical doorway next recording. That's it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All of that helps out. If you want to support me, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. Click it and make a donation. If you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.